Hello everybody, it is Maya here. Today we're going to be talking about color theory a little bit deeper, how it applies to PMU, and how to kind of understand it so you can master your artistry. So first things first, as we know, we have three primary colors. Those are going to be our red, yellow, and blue, which I already have written out on a sheet. I also have those colors over to the side of me, and what I would like us to do is go ahead and fill in the color wheel red, yellow, blue with a space in between each one for our secondary colors. Alright, so now that we have our color wheel made up of our primary colors, it's time to start making our secondary colors. Our secondary colors are going to be our orange, green, and purple. And all of these colors stem from our primary colors. So our orange is going to be made out of red and yellow. Our green is going to be made out of our yellow and blue. And then the purple is going to be made out of our red and blue. So once we get those written into our sheet, I'm going to go ahead and mix the colors up and put them in our color wheel. Okay, so now that we have our color wheel filled out, I went ahead and filled out the top portion of this paper, and now I'm just going to talk to you guys a little bit deeper about it. So we've already went over our primary colors and our secondary colors, which is very important to know, but it's also really important to know what warm colors are and cool colors. So no matter what color you have, it's either going to have a warmer hue or a cooler hue. Sometimes the color might be a little more neutral too. So red, for example, is a very warm color, while blue is on the cooler side. Yellow is usually what falls in that neutral scale. So if you have an orange and it leans more towards a red-orange, it's going to be warmer. However, if you have an orange and it's more a yellow-orange, it's going to be more on the neutral side. Same goes for every other color. So if you have a green and it's more a yellow-green, it's going to be more neutral. Where if it's more a blue-green or just a plain bold green, it's going to be more cool. This brings me into our modifiers. Our modifiers, also known as correctors, are what we use whenever we have a client that comes in and their permanent makeup has healed to a cooler color than they would like or warmer. It does swing both ways. Every corrector, at least for brows, either has an orange base, which would be warm, a yellow base, which is more neutral, or a green base, which is going to be more cool. If someone comes in and they have red brows, then you're going to want to use the opposite, so a cooler color, which would be your green, to balance that color out and neutralize it. This will give you a brown to go off of, and then you can hit them with their target color, but we'll get into that later on. Now to create brown. So as you can see, for starting off, I'm going to take equal portions of all of my primary colors, being my red, my yellow, and my blue, and I'm going to mix those up. Those will give me a pretty brown color. However, that's not the only way you can create your brown. You can also create your brown by mixing a secondary color with the primary color. Here's how you figure this out. So with how we did our color wheel, it's pretty easy to see what colors complement and kind of neutralize each other. So your purple and your yellow will make a brown, your red and your green will make a brown, and your blue and your orange will make a brown. But how is this? So let's take purple and yellow for example, because that's what I'll be doing next for an example. Your purple is created from your red and your blue primary colors. Red and blue are two of the three primary colors that are used to create brown, yellow being the other color. So adding that yellow to that purple, which is made up of your red and blue, creates that brown color. It just creates a little bit of a different hue of it. Same goes for the other ones. You can create multiple different variations, messing with the hues of the brown as well. So, for example, you want to do red and green, but you want your brown to be more warm. Then you would add more red than you would green to create that warmer hue. You won't ever have to create your own brown whenever using pigments for PMU. However, you may have to substitute certain pigments if you run out. This is why color theory is super important, as well as knowing, of course, your color corrections, which we talked about earlier. So taking our knowledge that we now know, let's go ahead and finish the rest of this worksheet, and then we will meet back up once it is completed. Really done. Okay, so there we have it, our completely filled out color theory worksheet. I hope this kind of helped you understand how to create the different tones of brown and how color theory really works and applies to PMU.